And now we will discuss Servant.
The series.
The series was produced by M. Night Shyamalan, who everyone knows from The Village and Sixth Sense and Unbreakable. Brilliant,
Signs.
Signs, brilliant filmmaker, producer, director. And the series takes us into the lives of a TV presenter, Dorothy Turner.
Her husband's a chef.
Her husband's a chef.
They're in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia. Sean Turner and their child, their baby Jericho. Dorothy Turner is played by Lauren Ambrose. She is 6 feet under fame.
Yeah,
that was
she was the young
sister who drove the hearse. Sean Turner is played by Toby Kebbell. I've not seen him.
The first time I saw him was in ROCKnROLLA, the Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay.
He's a British guy.
Oh wow.
And he was also in one of the Dark Mirror episodes.
Okay, yeah, brilliant actor. And then the person that is the servant in the series.
And the catalyst for this whole scenario.
Yes, her name is Leanne. She's played by Nell Tiger-Free. We don't know why she's got such an odd name.
I know,
it's actually a cool name.
It seems kind of Native American related or hippie parents, one of the two.
Yes, and basically what happens is this young couple tragically loses their couple of months old child. The child is named Jericho. And the therapist at the time gives Dorothy a newborn doll. It looks like a little baby.
Like a kind of a transitional therapy thing.
Yes, in the hopes that she would not flip and that she would, it's just something to help her cope psychologically, with the hope that eventually she will come to terms with the tragic death. But what happens is she doesn't really, and
she's kind of living herself into this.
She's treating this doll like it's a baby. And a live baby, and then she actually gets a nanny to look after this baby because she's returning to work. She's quite a famous TV host for the news, daytime TV.
But sort of like out in the field stories.
Yes, and her husband is an accomplished chef, so she gets this nanny from, is it Wisconsin?
Yes.
Yes, a very sort of rural type of girl.
Like soft-spoken and timid,
super
religious.
Timid. Very sort of devout looking and gorgeous girl actually. And she's the nanny. But she's got very strange.
And she
from the get-go, she's strange.
So the husband tries to explain to her the scenario, but she's completely treats the doll like a baby.
Yeah, and she gets irritated when he doesn't treat the doll like a baby. And then.
But now here comes the difficult bit. Not to we can't not spoil it. If you want to watch this without the spoiler,
don't watch this.
Skip 15 seconds because now we will be saying this.
Yes.
Somehow, this doll
turns into
becomes a real kid.
Baby.
So is it magic? Is it witchcraft? Did she smuggle the kid in? It's all these questions, and it freaks them out completely. And
then another fantastic character in this story is played by
Rupert Grint.
Rupert Grint. He's also a Harry Potter fan, and
he's the brother to Dorothy.
Yes, he's Dorothy's brother, and very aware of the situation and everything.
But he's quite a shit. It's quite a good character. I think he'd be good friends with Succession.
Oh yes.
Culkin.
Yes.
What's his character's name?
Yes. He will.
Those two would get along well.
Some kind of shit. Yeah. He's brilliant. I think this is probably his best role. I mean, I've not seen a lot of Harry Potter here and there, but this has definitely done him. He's done this role justice, and they are, with the turn of events. It's just they're all flabbergasted.
They need to figure out, and Dorothy is as if nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Because she's just carrying on.
Yes,
and
yes.
they need to kind of figure out what the hell is going on. And they hire a private investigator to just look into this and...
But the story, it's a slow burner. It's a slow burner.
But initially it was an extremely intriguing premise to get into, but I thought, but now how are they going to now milk this?
How do you expand on this?
And they do.
But true to M. Night Shyamalan, he apparently has like this obsession with cults, and Leanne, the nanny, is from a congregation called the Church of the Lesser Saints. But now therein is a whole...
Is that related to it?
Yes.
Is it more than that? Is it the nanny? It's
it really is a brilliant. It's shot in Philadelphia. It's gloomy. It's a very old sort of brownstone house, a beautiful house.
A cellar, with wine cellar.
Yes.
And also weird physical things start happening, like the concrete cracks.
And you are just amazed with how these people, just generally how they are.
But now
it's
also
insane.
with this fuck up that they need to deal. Well, not fuck up. It's
just
And how do they deal with this scenario?
Yes.
They don't know what to do.
It's impossible to expand further on the story without it becoming a complete spoiler.
Yeah.
There were a few things that I wanted to say, but I'm not going to be able to say it. It places emphasis on a type of a thing that happens in daily life that's avoidable and that is tragic. And it's real. It really is real. This sort of thing happens. And there's ways to not let it happen. And I think, we'll see.
That's, you don't need to say more than that. But I mean, this whole thing is because they are not very religious.
No.
And she is. So there are all these conflicts and trying to figure out how this thing happened. Should they just carry on as normal? But how can you if, so he puts a camera in the room to try and see what she gets up to, and they're just completely in a fluster. But now this is on Apple TV Plus.
Yes, Apple TV Plus.
And there are 3 seasons, and you couldn't wait to get to the next episode. So we went into the 2nd season, and it was okay. Now they've actually managed to pull that off, and then into the 3rd season, and again they pulled it off. And at the end of it, it's like, fuck, now it's finished.
Yes.
When's the 4th season coming?
And as I say, it's a slow burner, so it's not a fast-moving thing. There are enough weird things happening that will just raise so many question marks in your head, and you cannot wait just to get to the bottom of it. It drives you nuts.
There also are peripheral characters that come in, besides the private investigator, their father, the chef's helper.
Yes.
And I guess we can say that in the 2nd season, she leaves, and then something happens that is a complete
freak out,
that they need to try and find her.
And get her back, yes.
And the 3rd season, she's back, and there's a setup with like homeless kids, teenagers in a park behind their house.
Yes.
And how that starts becoming part of it. And also in this 1st season already, uncle, is it an uncle? Or is it just like
no, it's an adoptive uncle. Yes.
He pulls in there, gets involved, she must go home.
The strangeness, what's the word?
Quotient.
Quotient. Is it quotient? Yeah. Is ridiculous. It's so strange.
And I don't know if either the filmmakers are vegan and they want to put people off, because in almost, especially the 1st season, every single thing the guys make doing something else with food, and it's like this kind of it kind of, even if you're a carnivore, it puts you off.
Yeah, it puts you off. There's one or two things actually a bit disturbing.
Yeah, like the eel bit is not cool.
It's not great. No, I struggled with that episode. But all in all, it is one of the strangest. It's true M. Night Shyamalan strangeness. It's all I can say. It's strange on a different level. There's built-in irritations.
The Dorothy character,
yeah,
she's
over the
man.
top, over the top, yeah.
But not acted over the top. She is this overbearing.
She's a perfectionist.
She's like a,
yeah.
but fuck, she just grate the
She
shit out of me.
doesn't stop, yeah.
And the actress is very good in doing
Brilliant.
that.
She's a brilliant actress.
And the husband, he's like kind of more of a laid back guy, and she's like this intense energy and. It's you know, the photography is good.
Brilliant. Everything is beautiful.
And throughout, there's all these little bits and pieces that kind of start adding up.
Yes, we can say in the first season, Sean takes a cross that she hung in the baby's nursery,
like made from corn.
Yeah,
leaves.
And Hessian, looks like a Hessian thing, and he shoves it down the garbage disposal, and then all of a sudden he has these weird splinters coming out of his throat and coming out.
He loses his taste.
He loses his taste. He loses his sense of
Which
smell.
is a problem if you're
He's
a chef.
Loses touch, feeling in his hands. So those are that's just the beginning of the.
Which then you start speculating.
Yes.
What could it be? Because obviously they don't just spill it out.
No. You can't wait to get to the bottom of it. So it really is. I rate it quite high. And I can't wait. I'm gonna subscribe to Apple TV
because we still watch this on our free 3-month trial.
Yes.
So we squeeze the whole thing in.
But I think I'm gonna subscribe when I see it when the 4th season comes out. I'm definitely gonna subscribe to be able to
just to see
it.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there are some other interesting things still on Apple TV, which I haven't seen. CODA, the Oscar-winning movie of this year. Severance, I'm really interested to see, but you sort of hesitant. We watched the Beastie Boys movie, the documentary on the Velvet Underground. There's some cool stuff on there.
Very cool stuff. The Stephen King.
Oh yeah, LISEY'S Story. Ping. Click over there and you can watch the review.
I never
for
see the
LISEY'S
things
Story.
you put in the corners.
Because you're watching on the TV. If you watch it on your phone or on a computer or a tablet, you'll see the little thing in the corner. On the TV, you're not going to see the little thing in the corner. So if you're watching this on your TV, it might not be on the corner.
You're not going to see the little thing in the corner.
Because you can't click it.
Drives me crazy. We need to rate this.
Yes.
I'm giving it a solid 7.
I will give it an 8.
Okay.
So a 7.5.
Yes. Okay.
Nice.
Servant. Check
Servant.
it out.
The Servant. And you know, also the title Servant, it can be taken in so many different directions. Besides the obvious thing that she's a nanny and she looks after them and she does stuff around the house, but it goes much deeper than that.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to religious stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, it's if you don't have Apple TV Plus, I would say, for my taste, if you check it out and you watch LISEY'S Story, Servant, the Beastie Boys movie and the Velvet Underground movie, then
You've made your money back.
then it should be worth it if you squeeze it in. But I mean, I don't know, how much is it per month?
It's
like
80 something
rand or something.
Yeah.
What's 80 rand? That's like
It's
$10,
nothing.
under $10. So yeah, we'll check it out. But then, you know, where we used to have TV with 4 channels, now you have to subscribe to this, that, and the other. But I must say, Tubi is also a good free choice.
Yeah, but you do get ads.
You get ads, but if you watch TV, you get ads. So we've become so used to streaming things without ads in between. And if you watch YouTube, if you don't have YouTube Premium, they're going to pile you with ads constantly. So, you know, it's just one of those things. But you know, if you don't, there's no subscription, then they must
make their money somehow. No, for sure.
So we've, with Plex and Tubi, we've picked up quite a few movies that we've missed out on over here. I mean, even movies from far back as the 80s that we're sort of catching up on, which you will see in our We Finally Watched section.
Okay.
Maybe there's another little thing popping up there for We Finally Watched. So yeah, it's a solid drama. It feels, you know, you don't know if, because it's supernatural, it kind of, it really fluctuates, and
There's no
it
humor.
confuses.
There's no humor in this story. No.
To an extent, I think the Rupert Grint's character brings some into it.
Yeah, a little bit maybe. Yeah, okay.
But it's not necessary.
No.
It's a serious show,
Yes.
so be prepared for that.
Yeah, but I would I can highly recommend.
And I can imagine, I mean, we don't have kids, but we've got dogs. And we love the dogs so much that if anything would happen to the dogs, it would be fucking hectic. So if anything would happen to your baby, I cannot imagine how hectic that would be.
No.
So anyone with young children or children, I think it will affect them even more.
Yes.
So if it can affect us without kids, people with kids, it will be quite a hectic watch.
Definitely.
Not to deter you from watching it,
Yeah.
but just be aware of the fact that it could hit you harder than it hits
Yeah, there's definitely
a single person without a
some
kid.
trigger warning on this. Yeah.
Very well made, and I think actually the last episode was directed by one of the Shyamalan kids.
His daughter is one of his, I think his oldest daughter.
And it was a very accomplished episode.
You can see this child, well, she's not a child, she's a woman, but you can see she has learned so much from her dad.
Yeah, well, it's like David Cronenberg's son. His movie's very much in his dad's vein.
Yep, and they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Head down to our Zazzle store and check out some Horrorfest merch, not just t-shirts, all kinds of stuff like, anything and everything. And please subscribe.
Comment.
And like. If you've seen Servant, as we always say, please let us know what you thought of it, or if you're interested to see it. It's worth it.
Yes.
Catch you later.